I'm always very uneasy about coming to the United States because I see the United States as the arm that beats our ummah. Your presence here is not for fun. If you guys think you're here just to have a good time, go through the educational process, make money, then you're sadly mistaken. You have a huge responsibility.
Did you feel betrayed ever when you saw how people reacted when they found out you're Shia?
They wanted me to be this person and, a compliant individual who potentially wants to normalize, just as a cuddly character, but cute. But as soon as I had an opinion, like a political opinion, and they were like, no. You ask me, what is hypocrisy? This is hypocrisy. It was just us. And a drone was with us. If this drone hit us now, this is the chapter finished.
I may be crossing a red line here, but you posted about a figure recently. You mourned him. Why was this man so important to you? Salam alaikum. This is Zainab Wrights, and you're watching The Inner Circle. Today, I'm going to have a very difficult conversation with Dr. Tahir. You must have seen him as the neurosurgeon who went to Gaza. But today, I want to talk to him about the matter of the heart. He went to Gaza. He spent time with the people there. And I want to speak to him not as the editor-in-chief at TMJ or a journalist, but a human being, a mother who is seeing what's happening in Gaza every day for the past 2 years and feeling this pit in my stomach about what we can do here from the heart of the United States. Hold on tight. This episode is going to be a tearjerker, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. This is where I host raw, unfiltered conversations you won't find anywhere else. I think every single person has an inspiring story to tell. I really wanted to tap into that. I think the Inner Circle kind of lets me be me, and I think that's why I love it so much. They're real, honest, and necessary, and it's just for our Patreon community. Join us, shape the conversation, and be part of something real. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, Dr. Tahir, to TMJ Studio. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You've honored us today. Thank you for joining us.
The honor is mine.
How are you feeling being here in the United States?
It's a very good question. I'm always very uneasy about coming to the United States because I see the United States as the arm that beats our ummah. The United States has enough power to destroy the world several times over. And the United States is the country that supports Israel in its genocidal campaign against our brothers and sisters in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Yemen, and other places. And so coming to the United States is always a bit of a difficult question for me that I must ask myself. But in the end of the day, I understand that we have a role to play here. We don't have a problem with the American people. I know that there are good American people. And I've seen that on social media. I've seen even people on the right speaking up in defense of the rights of Gazans and Palestinians. And that's given me hope. And that's told me that there is a purpose for me to be here, to speak to those people, to empower that voice, and to connect with the communities here, the Arab and Muslim communities, to collaborate both on my personal goals for the Middle East and also for the wider geopolitical scene, inshallah. So.
A lot of Muslims are feeling very guilty for living here in the West. A lot of people are going through identity crisis.
Yeah.
What's your feeling? Do people have a purpose living here?
Yeah. Very good question. Look, our dear Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the love and the compassion of my ummah is that of a single body. If a part of it is hurt or complains of pain, the rest of the body is overcome with sleeplessness and fever. When I think of this analogy of our dear Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I see the pain and suffering that we're enduring today, and I see that yes, many parts of the ummah is asleep, but some are suffering. So the Muslim population living in the West are suffering because they feel that they're contributing with their tax money towards the killing of their brothers and sisters. My personal answer, which might be very different to others, is that I made a decision I could not live in the United Kingdom anymore. I could not be part of that society that has not only wronged me personally, but has wronged my people for many generations. That's not to say that the British public are bad. Of course, the British public have turned out in hundreds of thousands to support the Gazan cause. However, I felt that for me personally, going back to Iraq, I would serve a greater purpose. And so I decided to repatriate to my motherland, Iraq. That's where I now reside. However, the philosophy here was that if you think about the analogy of the body, I thought of remedying the issue that we have as one of emboldening or strengthening the body, boosting the immunity to overcome this illness, working on the inside. However, if you have the pathogen from the outside, or as I said earlier, the beating arm, the hitting the body, you need to stop that. How do you stop that? You stop that by working on the outside. That's why there is a very important role for Muslims in America in particular to stay here, to become politically savvy, to become successful, to retain their identity, and to work on influencing foreign policy, much like how AIPAC does. You guys must do it. I mean, your presence here is not for fun. If you guys think you're here just to have a good time, go through the educational process, make money, have a nice house, drive a nice car, reproduce and die, then you're sadly mistaken. You have a huge responsibility being here, and that's what I hope to communicate to my brothers and sisters that live in America, inshallah.
You know, Dr. Tahir, your work is very humanitarian, but a lot of what you say is very political. Have people told you, keep it separate, don't be political?
All the time.
So how do you respond to that?
You're a doctor, a humanitarian. We loved you because you were just, taking photos with little kids and helping people and operating. Stay out of politics. There's two aspects to this, okay? There's me running in politics, which I don't want to do, and I don't have any immediate goals for. Which I can agree, in Iraq at least, politics is a very dirty game. It's toxic. You're tarnished as soon as you enter the arena, and so for that purpose, I didn't want to engage. That's not to say I haven't been offered. Many political parties have come to me in Iraq, told me, come and join our party. We'll make you an MP. We'll make you a minister. We'll make you this and that. And I've said no. But that does not mean you don't engage with the political process. Many people can work with politics from the outside. And that's what, that's how, the US, for example, the foreign policy is shapen by lobbyists and so on. I, for example, want to work on the politics from the outside because when I look at the murder in Gaza and in our lands, and I went there as a surgeon and I gave it my absolute all, and then I wasn't allowed in anymore. And then, so I couldn't change that anymore. And then, for example, I now work in the medical evacuation world to help the injured come out of Gaza, be treated elsewhere. Everything is conditioned by politics and laws and bureaucracy and so on and so forth. We look at who's controlling the decision. I mean, if we had politicians that decided enough is enough, stop the war, It would stop. You would stop all the killing. So in the end of the day, whether you like it or not, it's the politics, it's the governing bodies that make that decision.
Politics is a part of life. You have to
It's a,
engage in it.
it's a part of life, exactly. And if you think that you can achieve anything in life that is substantial or affects communities or the well-being of our people without engaging in the politics, and you're very sadly mistaken. It's very naive.
But why is it that every politician goes through the process and ends up corrupt? Maybe that's what the Muslim Ummah fears, right? We're gonna get corrupted through the process.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a very good point. And it's happened to many people, and people have had bad experiences where people have gone into politics with great ideas and then come out of it soiled.
Yeah.
And that's true. But that's not to say that there aren't good people trying to enter politics. And of course, there are good people. I have been offered money, power, wealth, all of the above, to abandon my principles, by the way. And I've said no.
That was an intense conversation. If you want to watch the full episode, join us on the inside at the Inner Circle, only on our Patreon channel. Please join us on the inside, subscribe to our Patreon channel, and support independent journalism.